Luxury fashion just got exposed, and not by critics or watchdogs, but by the very manufacturers making your favorite designer pieces. From Louis Vuitton to Nike, Chinese manufacturers are speaking out, and with new tariffs shaking up, they're not holding back. My name is DJ Selby. Your boy is back. Welcome to Cloud Negative 9, and let's get into this.
Some say as long as there's a tag saying made in China, the bag can never be luxury. However, in fact, more than 80% of the luxury bags in the world are made in China. But those luxury brands just won't acknowledge that. They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own countries and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that. That way, the bags will appear at their boutiques as made in Italy or made in France. You know, those sophisticated European countries, which make you feel mysterious, royal, and thus luxury.
Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is DJ Selby, and welcome to Cloud Negative 9, where we talk about hip-hop fashion and more on a deeper level. Before I dive deep into the topic, I got a couple of questions for you. If your luxury bag and your Shein hoodie came from the same factory, is luxury still luxury? Now, let me explain the whole background of it. New tariffs are forcing Chinese manufacturers to expose the truth behind luxury production. And it's reshaping the fashion game as we think about it right now in this moment. Now, by the end of this video, you'll understand why luxury is being redefined in real time. Now, Trump's new tariffs on Chinese imports have gone into effect, and it's already causing ripple effects across the global fashion industry. Now, what's wild is that in response, Chinese manufacturers are now going public, revealing that many of the European top brands and American luxury brands are actually producing their goods out of China. Now, I'm not just talking about European brands that we know as Gucci and Chanel. I'm talking about brands like Louis Vuitton, Prada, Chanel, Ralph Lauren, Nike, Lululemon, Swarovski, and even Cartier. These brands that have been elevated to near godlike statuses in the fashion industry, but behind the scenes, many of them share manufacturing roots with fast fashion brands and private label factories. Now, here's the twist. Yes, these brands may use the same manufacturers, but the quality control, materials, and finishing specs are often customized per brand. So technically, it's not always identical, but the similarities are a lot closer than most people want to believe. People have always said, you get what you pay for. But what if you're paying for is just branding, packaging, and well-guarded illusion of luxury? And to be completely honest and keep it a bean with y'all, I saw this growing up in New York. I literally witnessed this firsthand. My parents were into fashion, and I was exposed to the underground replica market early on. Canal Street was the hub for it. The real ones know. Those vendors weren't just singling fakes. Some had real access to real replicas made in the same exact factories as the originals. It was the music industry and fashion industry's best kept secret back in the 80s and 90s. But those same underground markets is just now digital. Now you've got Temu, Alibaba, DHgate, all offering direct access to manufacturers that was used behind the scenes in closed doors all this time.
I see people making lists of who they want to order from China, and I need everybody to slow down. Yes, China is spilling the tea, but me, as being a business owner who has ordered from China for the past 6 years, let me tell you a couple of things. And the first thing is, not all factories are the same. So yes, they can get on here and they can make claims that they do this, that, and the third, and the quality is this, that, and the third, and it may not be. Luxury brands order from certain factories because they want a certain quality. And so just because a factory says that they have this design doesn't mean that they have the same quality that the luxury designer ordered from. You have to be careful of that. I've learned firsthand, not all factories are the same. The second thing that you need to know is you need to get an agent. Don't just start ordering from China all willy-nilly. You need an agent that's going to get your stuff inspected, make sure it's up to par, send you pictures, send you videos, do all that stuff before they ship it off to you. I have an agent that I've been using for the past 6 years. That's how I've been in business and been ordering the stuff for my boutique. So before you start ordering from these factories, please hear me out. Now, if you want to know more, because I have a long history of this, I've had a business for the past 6 years, give me a follow.
Yes, these new tariffs are putting pressure on these Chinese manufacturers to pivot and survive. And their solution is to cut out the middleman, go straight to the consumer. And honestly, from a business perspective, it does make sense. But we have to realize that these business manufacturers and these Chinese manufacturers are doing this in order to survive. And yes, it's a good idea. And to be really honest about it, it's an open opportunity market for people to get into who've been always wanting to create their own brands and find ways to, find different markets to get that access to and find different qualities and different goods to get access of. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a win-win, but we also have to understand that this is also being used as a marketing tactic from the Chinese in order for the American consumers and growing business owners to market to, because they're getting taxed more on the goods that's being imported into America. So it's really, really important that we understand that concept and that we understand that each manufacturer, each Chinese factory doesn't provide the exact qualities that we're thinking. We got to take a real quick drawback on that real quick, because it's being advertised to us that, that all of them are being used, but it's only specific ones that's being used. You get what I'm saying?
When that Chinese man got on his app and said all the luxury items are made in China and they only go to Italy to have the tag put on it, the designer tag, and once that designer tag is put on it, now it can say made in Italy, because only that small little percentage was actually made in Italy, but that's all it takes to say made in Italy. Now it makes it over here to our designer boutiques, and we're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars for something that was in fact made in China, not Italy. I don't care how much you're spending on the thing. Chances are it is coming from China. The only part that was actually made in Italy was when they put the designer tag on there. And this is why the wealthiest of wealthy people buy inspired by items. Why? Why would you spend the whole day? Listen, I did a whole series on Birkins, and in one of you can see it in my viral things I have pinned up there, but one of the videos was talking about the Birkin sort of Tupperware party that all the wealthy Upper East Side women in New York have. They're not spending money on real Birkins. They're not shucking and jiving for Birkin. They call the people over in China and get the same. Yeah, so if you know, the people actually have Birkin connects direct to manufacturer. That's how they're getting them made. But the wealthy people, the people who are not going through the foolishness of the Birkin game, the people who could care less because they don't need to look rich, they're actually not trying to look rich because they are wealthy. That's the difference. Those are the people I'm talking about. But y'all.
So, are the lines between luxury and fast fashion blurring forever? And should we be questioning the entire foundation of what we call luxury right now? Because if the same hands are sewing your Sheen hoodie and your $3,000 Prada bag, what are we really paying for? If you didn't get a chance to check out my video on Cardi B's $700,000 Sheen deal, it dives deep on the fact that these fast fashion labels and these luxury brands are using the exact same manufacturers. So let me know what you think in the comments. Is this the end of luxury as we know it, or is this the beginning of something new? My name is DJ Selby. Welcome to Cloud Negative 9. And please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And make sure to stick around for the next video. Peace.